Yo, guys, it's your boy Dream Team Neil
and your boy Dar, and we back with another video. Actually, part 2 of what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you. God, these are hilarious.
Oh, sure, bro.
Super hilarious because they are pretty dumb. It can be pretty. I don't know if it's the school system or people just believe in lies or what it is, but. Hey, yeah, it's some crazy stuff. I mean, we got dumb people that say some crazy things around us all day, every day type of thing. But we finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. You know, just tap it. Whip the whip. Tappity tap. What's that little dance? They got that finger tap thing now on the phone. The game. What that game?
Oh, I got BeatStar. No,
BeatStar.
Yeah,
tap.
Yeah.
You know, BeatStar. If you want to sponsor, you want to sponsor the video. You know what I'm saying? If you see this, you know, YouTube should pick up that we said BeatStar. Go check out this video.
I'm curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, I'm an American, and I actually am from New Mexico. And when I lived up in Illinois, every time I told people, hey, I'm from New Mexico, they'd be like, did you get a green card? Are you here legally?
Oh my lord, bro.
What? New Mexico is the 5th largest state in America. People need to go to school because they don't obviously know where anything is. Oh, and they also call me a wetback, so.
I'm curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I know that this video is supposed to be stitched with videos of people that are not from America explaining dumb things that Americans have said to them because, I mean, if we're being honest, we say some pretty dumb things as Americans. But I'm 100% American, born and bred, raised in a small one-stoplight town in North Carolina. And when I was in 8th grade, this happened. We were in history class and we were talking about the Netherlands. And this one girl raises her hand and gets called on by the teacher and in the most straight-faced, serious manner ever, looks at the teacher and goes, "Isn't the Netherlands where Peter Pan is from?"
I'm curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
She meant Neverland. I think Neverland.
Yeah, Neverland.
Neverland. I low key is that close.
Oh damn,
She
bro.
said Peter Pan.
Oh my.
I'm curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I was in Vegas and I was eating chicken wings at the bar. So this American couple starts speaking to us and they're like, "Oh, so y'all are from Australia?" And I'm like, "No, we're from the UK." Because if you say Wales, most Americans get really, really confused and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" So we're talking and they're like, "Oh, okay, so would you rather live in the UK or would you rather live in the US? You like it here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I love it here, but I'd rather live in the UK." And they're like, "Why would you want to live in the UK and not here?" So I said, "Well, I like that, you know, if I need to go to the doctor, I can just call the doctor and go and I don't need to pay." And they're like, "But why would you prefer that?" At this point, my friend Ryan leans behind me, like over me, to see them with a mouthful of chicken and fries, and he's like, "Because it's free!"
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was a celebrity stylist for a denim company for a while, so I have quite a few of these. One time when I was in the States, having drunk nothing but coffee and an energy drink for a week, I fancied a cup of tea. I thought I'd stop at a little diner to make sure I could get what I wanted. And as I asked for my tea, she said, "You like it hot, right? With like milk and sugar?" Yeah, just, you know, little dribble of milk and maybe one little spoon of sugar. Not in like a tall glass with ice and lemon or anything like that. No, boiling water, tea bag, a little sugar and a little bit of milk is perfect. Hun, that's coffee.
It's the face he made. The face he made.
It's just funny because I know it's so true, bro. I know it's so true.
Oh, that's coffee.
Coffee. Just have a coffee.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I went to high school in the States for 3 months, in LA, and in history class we had to learn all the states off by heart. So we would have to like know where their position, and the teacher would ask us a question like, what's north of Texas, you know, what's north of Arizona, what's south of whatever. And you know, some are harder than others. You know, I always knew that it was hard, but you know, I learnt my shit in the 3 months that I was there. And one day he asked a person in my class, what's north of South Carolina? The person answered wrong.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an
Like,
American...
North Carolina?
What's now north and south?
That should be so easy, bro.
What in the world?
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So, I live in Hungary. That country. This one. I told that to an American once on Omegle. They asked me, is that in Germany? Germany. Hungary. There's like 2 different countries.
I could see myself.
And they asked me if Hungary was...
As in what part of
I feel like I don't know nothing about them countries.
Oh, what's
bro.
the capital? What? That's the capital of something?
Boy, I said I couldn't tell you where all 50 states is if you put a map in front of me.
When I was in college, we did. I forget. I was in a history class.
Yeah.
And I took it in the summertime at PJC. We had to memorize the countries, continents, and all the states.
For real?
Yes, like we had to memorize all. That's why I know a little bit, but
Yeah, you know more than me.
hey, it went away though because I only studied it enough to learn it to pass.
Oh, everything.
in Germany. I'm like, this is Europe, not the US.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So when I was 16, I did an exchange program in the US from Brazil for 6 months. And I remember it was December time, and I was telling one of my friends how I had spoken to my parents, and they were at the beach because it was really hot, and you know, it was summer in Brazil at that time. And then she looked me straight in the eyes and asked me, "Oh, so is it July in Brazil now?"
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So let's set the scene. It's early July, and I'm in Marrakesh. I've just checked into this hostel, and I'm sitting on one of these chairs here, by the pool. So this young couple from Georgia sparks up a conversation with me. So the couple invite me up to like the roof, this like roof patio thing, to see the fireworks. So we end up on the roof terrace here, mingling with various nationalities. And the Americans are asking, like, does anyone know when the fireworks start? Everyone's a bit confused. Anyway, it transpires that is the 4th of July, American Independence Day. We're in Morocco. There's maybe... They probably don't have fireworks for the 4th of July in America.
Oh, damn!
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned for more.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so it was 2017, and it was my birthday, and I wanted to see With Confidence and Movements. So I went to Houston for this concert, right here. I also kind of like Knucklepuck, like I knew a few songs. So at the end, I met the lead singer, Nick.
Oh, wow.
And I was chatting with him, and I told him that I went from Mexico to the concert. And he was so shocked, and he asked me like, "Oh, how did you get to the U.S. from Mexico?" And I was like, "Oh, I flew here, like on a plane." And he didn't believe me. He was like, "You have planes in Mexico?" Yeah, we have airports, international airports. So I explained to him how you could like travel to almost every part of the world from Mexico in a plane. And he was so shocked that there were airports and planes in Mexico. He just couldn't believe it. Yeah.
I'm curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh my
So
god.
for those of you that don't know, I'm half Spanish, half Tunisian. But I was born in Brazil, but I was raised in Dubai, and now I live in London. But whenever someone asks, I just say, oh, I'm from Dubai. So I must have been 14 years old or something, and I was in a summer camp in the United States in Maine. And so this girl asks me, where are you from? And so I'm like, oh, I'm from Dubai. She's like, oh my god, so cool. I've been there to Doha, right? That's the capital of India.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh, a little while back I made a video talking about how Australians hate the American accent, even though Americans seem to love the Australian accent. And I had multiple Americans in my comments saying things like, well, I guess I'll just never speak again. Yeah, that's the point, honey. Please shut up because you're really annoying. What made it even worse for them was the way that every single Australian either agreed with me or went, oh, I kind of like the accent, and then they got ripped into by every other Australian in the comments.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh yeah, this one's really easy. So one time, a bunch of us were traveling through Kentucky, a group of us from Canada here, and we were in McDonald's, and an American tapped us on the shoulder. They like overheard our accents, and they're like, "Are y'all from Canada?" We're like, "Yeah, we're from Canada." And so then there was this moment where they like paused. It was like they were processing this information. And they're like, "Oh, ho ho ho."
What in the world?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What in the world? This man said ho ho ho, bro. What is going on, bro? What is going?
Oh, ho ho.
Oh my
That's
lord.
funny.
They like paused. It was like they were processing this information. And they're like, "Oh, ho ho ho." Yeah.
What?
That happened.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So as many of you know, I was an exchange student in California last year. And this happened like the first week I went to school. I met this girl and she asked me where I was from. And I told her I was from Belgium. She sounded really excited, but then asked me where Belgium was. And I said, oh, Belgium is in Europe. And she answered with, oh my god, Europe is such a nice country.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I went to the USA for the very first time in 2012, and I was on leave for 2 months. And so we rented this house in Indiana State near Michigan Lake or Lake Michigan. And the owner of the house one day came over. He needed to do some repairs. Something was broken. And so he came over and he introduced himself. And I also introduced myself. And he asked me where I was from. I said I was from Namibia, which is in Southwest Africa. He's like, oh, so you are from Africa? I said, yes, I am from Africa. And then he's like, you look very healthy for somebody who is from Africa.
That's cold blooded,
bro. So
oh my god!
disrespectful,
I would have
bro.
been like, "It's time for you to go."
This man said you look healthy for someone who's from Africa, bro. What?
Them feed the children commercial. That's all we knew.
Oh,
about Africa.
everything.
I thought Africa was poor too, so I had a college roommate. He was like, "Oh, we got money."
And he's like, you look very healthy for somebody who is from Africa. Excuse me?
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so I moved here roughly around 4 years ago from Jamaica, and I was on my college campus, and on my way to Starbucks, I bumped into one of my classmates. And he was heading to Starbucks as well, so we just kind of made small talk on our way over there. And I don't remember how it came up, but I was mentioning to him, like, oh, I moved here last year from Jamaica, and I'm loving it, da-da-da, so happy to be in college, etc., etc. And he turns and looks at me, and he says, "Oh my God, you're from Jamaica? Your English is so good."
What?
What do they think, bro?
English is the language of Jamaica. We speak English. We speak English. Oh no. And he was also a person of color, and I guess I just wasn't expecting that from the
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
This was when I had first moved to Indonesia for work. There was also a girl from Wisconsin who had moved to Indonesia for work. She told me that when she first met me, she never thought that she would go on to being friends with me. Basically, she didn't fathom the fact that her moving out of Wisconsin or America would mean that she might be required to meet other people and actually be friends with them. People who are not just white or Americans.
Man, that was super wild. That Canadian one got me. Oh, you from Canada?
I'm curious. What is?
Hello. Like,
That
what?
makes sense,
Where
bro.
did that come from? I'm like, hey, was it Christmas?
Was my guy wearing that Santa hat thing too,
Right.
bro?
I'm like, they probably thought he was Santa.
I don't get it, bro.
But dude, my stomach hurt from laughing at this. But that's some crazy stuff, man.
I swear it is.
But man, that's all we have for this video. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send out more recommendations. Hey, we enjoy these. We hope you do as well. But that's all we have. We out of here.